If I would have known sooner that there is a simple 3-step method to completely reversing panic attacks, well, it would have saved me a lot of stress, but I had to go through that war and I had to invent a method to help myself pulling from my years of mindset coaching experience. And I'm proud to say, and I'm just saying this to share with you what's possible, that I went from having debilitating, terrifying panic attacks to I haven't had a panic attack in years. And I now have the tool set that if I ever did, it doesn't have to be a big deal. And that's a big part of the battle is taking your fear back, or taking your power back from the panic attacks. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be referring to them as experiences or panic experiences, just to take the charge away from the word. And this will be helpful for anyone who experiences panic experiences or anxiety. But if you want me to do a full video on reversing anxiety and creating a mindset of inner peace, let me know by smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and dropping a comment letting me know that you want it, and I will get started. The method and system that I'm talking about is called the TESS method. That's TESS. And this method and system hasn't just worked for me. I've tested on clients. In fact, I had a client that would not fly in airplanes for 10 years because she was so anxious that the worst case scenario was going to happen. Anyway, she worked with me for a few months. We applied this method and some other mindset shifts. And a few months later, she flew for the first time in 10 years to Disney World, anxiety free with her family. She flew across the country to go an event in Columbus, Ohio, where I lived at the time. We ended up having dinner together. It was a massive victory. And I'm sharing this with you because before we go into the method, the number one shift that you need to have mentally if you want to overcome this is that it's possible. Even if you have struggled with panic experiences and anxiety for years and years and years, you can create peace of mind. It just requires learning the tools, the most important which I'm going to share with you in this video, and doing the inner work. So let's get started. The first part of this method, TESS, is T. And it is absolutely critical if you want to reverse your panic attacks, get to the place where they don't have power over you. And I say reverse because I've had moments where I've applied this and I noticed one creeping up and I reversed it. But now I'm at the place where I don't even feel them creeping up. But T is trigger. Okay. You need to be aware of what is triggering the panic experience. So I realized that my trigger was related to fears around things I was consuming. And the triggers were linked to the original experience where I had the big panic experience. And it was when I consumed something and started freaking out about it, thought I was going to die. So when you identify what your triggers are, it allows you, if the panic experience comes on, it allows you to be like, okay, this trigger caused it. I'm having a panic experience. So because I know I'm having this, I have more leverage and power over it. But that's only step one. Step 2 and 3 are very important when it comes to completely reversing it and getting to that place where you don't have them anymore. The second step, E, is embrace. As ironic as it sounds, you have to give yourself full permission to experience it, to have it. It's so weird, but what you resist persists. And when we resist panic experiences as they come on, we make them like way stronger and way bigger and way more dramatic than they have to be. Okay. So ironically, kind of have to like give yourself complete permission. And number 3 is really helpful when it comes to that. But before we dive into that, the fear that comes up with a lot of people when they're having panic experiences is like, oh my God, I'm going to die. They're afraid that they're going to die. And you like have to give yourself permission to die in the experience to reverse the panic attack. It sounds insane. It does not sound logical. But every time I've done this, it works. And I haven't died once during a panic attack. Yay me. So so and what it does over time is it helps you retrain your brain that you're safe. And that's really one of the most important keys to shifting panic experiences is like part of discovering the trigger is like, oh, okay, I see that what's triggering this. It's just panic attack. I'm safer than not being aware and thinking that I'm going to die. Part of embracing it, give yourself permission is like you just let go of control, and control feeds anxiety. Okay. And the third, and this is truly so important, and these all work together, is if you really want to be able to reverse panic attacks, stop them in their tracks, you've got to develop an incredible support system. So that support system includes the people who are immediately in your inner circle. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be coworkers, and it's an incredible way for people to build trust and respect with you. And I'm going to share with you how to communicate with them, exactly how they can support you, because most people do not know how to support someone who's having a panic attack. A lot of people laugh and they minimize and they judge. And that's why people are so afraid to have one when they have one. And it just makes things way worse. And it's not necessary. You've got to teach people how to support you if they don't know how, if they don't intuitively have that knack. And here's how you do that. You let them know, hey, this is something that I experience from time to time. And I'm letting you know this because you can support me and actually help me if you want to when I'm having the experience. And most people would be like, yeah, like I'm all ears. I want to help you. If there are people that aren't interested in that or are minimizing your experience or judging you, get them out of your life. Like they are not a safe space. You need people in your life and in your circle who are a safe space. So, I mean, start with drawing boundaries with them. And then if they continue violating them, then it might be wise to remove them from your life or remove yourself from their life. Either or. So, how you teach somebody how to support you when you're having a panic experience is you let them know, obviously, before you have it, and you tell them, hey, what you can do is like support me if I ask anything of you. Just like, please just be there for me and do it. Just be soft. Do not minimize it. Do not judge it. Do not tell me I'm overthinking. Like just be with me. I'm good. And I'll give you I'll share a story with you of how I have done this with my girlfriend. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I had a panic experience, came after I drank something that shot my energy up from 0 to 100. I didn't expect it, didn't have caffeine. Still to this day, don't know how it happened, but it hit that initial trigger. And my brain went to the worst case scenario. It was like, I'm gonna die. All right. And my brain fully believed it. And so I was laying on the bed and I was shaking and trembling next to my girlfriend because that's what the body can do sometimes. I told her and I shared with her what was happening. I said, babe, I'm having a panic experience right now. I use the real word. I'm having a panic experience. Um, I'm going to try to meditate through this, like just ride through this. And part of the embrace part that I forgot to mention, meditation is incredibly helpful to be able to be the calm in the storm. It's like, I'm going to meditate through this. My brain's telling me I'm dying. So if you see any signs of that, or I do, or I'm not responsive, please call the ambulance like as fast as possible. And she was like, yep, got you. And so that alone, having that in place, I was able to surrender to the experience fully and give myself full permission to do, hey, whatever happened, happened. Like if my brain was right, my girlfriend is going to do the best she can. Hopefully I make it. It's just like, let go. But I was like, all right, I'm 80% sure this is just a panic attack, but this fear is pretty loud in my head. And, it passed. And, I worked through it. I breathed through it. I meditated through it. And that's the SS is support system, is building that rock solid support system in your life, letting people know here's what will work, here's what won't work, and be very clear with them, because if somebody, you're having a panic experience and somebody judges you or minimizes or laughs at you, that can be really traumatic to not have that safety in that vulnerable moment. So be really clear with them. If this happens and you know, and just say, "Hey, I'm just saying this because I would say this to anyone in my life." If I have a panic experience and you start judging me or you laugh at me or you minimize it, it might cost us our relationship. I'm just letting you know it's that serious. It's really important if this ever happens that you're calm, that you're supportive, that you're gentle, that you're reassuring, and you just let me ride through the experience. And I'm going to get a little bit more specific in terms of what that looks like riding through the experience. So, it is really important if you want to gain power over this to establish a daily meditation routine. Part of why I was able to shift this and get to this point is because I really have been meditating for a very long time and doing breath work as well. So breath work is also an amazing tool. I love personally the Wim Hof method. That's what I my favorite go-to breath work for self-regulation. And the buildup of like oxygen and particularly there's one point of the Wim Hof method where you breathe all the oxygen out and you hold it at the bottom and it builds up carbon dioxide, can be very calming for the body. So that's a tool that I have, but back then I didn't really do much breath work. So it was just meditation. And it allowed me to have the awareness of like, okay, I'm having this panic experience. I'm going to meditate through it. My body's going to do what it's going to do. Like my heart's going to rate, like I'm going to have all the symptoms. It's going to do what it's going to do. But I'm aware of what's happening. I'm being the calm in the storm. I'm going to ride it out to the other end. Once you can successfully make it through a panic attack without it being a big deal, like it's just like, okay, I'm having this is happening, whatever, you've won. They can never help hold you back ever again. Because one of the big drivers of it is like the feeling of unsafety in that moment. And when you can make yourself feel safe in that moment, you've won. And that is a huge step forward when it comes to healing this, getting to the point where you don't have them anymore and and winning, having that big win mentally. So if this was helpful for you, and again, can't emphasize enough to explore breath work as well as a helpful tool to regulate your nervous system. If this was helpful for you and you want some extra personalized support, you want to dive deeper and shift your mind from a place of anxiousness to inner peace and gain and develop mastery over your mind and your psychology. I work with people in order to help them do this, to master their mindset and up level their life. If you would like to dive into that, you can apply in my bio, and I'd love to see how I can help you. So, with that being said, I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video.